I'm recording this video for the love of my country, Zimbabwe, because I'm seriously concerned about the current economy. So I want to go through the stages. How do we get to where we are at present? Before Mr. Ntuli Nubi appointment, the rate was about 1.5 to a US dollar. Mr. Ntuli Nubi had an excellent CV, and we were all hoping he will make a big difference to our economy. After Mr. Ntuli Nubi was appointed as a finance minister, he adopted two policies: the 2% transaction levy, which was aimed to balance the budget deficit. I don't have a problem with that. My serious worry was the second policy which he adopted. It was said in the media, after getting his job as a finance minister, he discovered $10 billion government debt, mainly in the form of treasury bill. Then he sort of panicked. This was confirmed by Eddie Cross in the social media. However, this $10 billion government debt was not in the public domain, and it was not for the public consumption. It was only because he became the finance minister he had access to that confidential information. He had two options at the time. One, like a poker player, keep that bad card close to your chest and tackle it later when the time is right, which I believe that's what he should have done. Instead, he went public and told the whole country about this $10 billion undisclosed government debt and sent the market into panic mode. I don't know why he chose the latter. My only guess was that he did not want to take any responsibility from the past, but that responsibility is inherent to the job of a minister. Because he separated the RTGS dollar, even worse, he said openly that RTGS dollar should be devalued. On the day before his speech at Chatham House in UK, the rate had already fallen to 3-1. During his speech, he said he was happy with the market, which was a black market, was doing the devaluation job for him. After his speech, the rates from 3 fell straight to 5. After a week or two, he backtracked his statement. He said in the statement that he had obtained finance from African Bank to fund the RTGS dollar, and he maintained the RTGS dollar and the US dollar should be at 1-1. However, the damage had already been done. The rate was hovering around 3.5 after that. From that moment, I knew our country would face serious problem. Zimbabwe is a big importing country. All imports are related to the US dollar. Once the RTGS dollar is devalued, it means all our imports become more expensive. From 1.5 to 3.5 to a dollar, it simply means hyperinflation. Our gold producers, tobacco farmers were partially paid in RTGS dollar. Because of the devaluation, how are they going to accept the RTGS dollar? This is why in January 2019, only 20 kg of gold was delivered to the government. Yes, the budget was balanced and the domestic debt is reduced, but what about the other side of the balance sheet, which are far more important? Before the devaluation, there was no fuel queue. Gold producers and tobacco farmers were accepting RTGS portion of their payment. Business was usual. Yes, the price was slightly high, but was acceptable. In fact, NetBank prestige customers were able to draw $800 per month from NetBank before the announcement of the separation of RTGS dollar and US dollar, because people had confidence in the RTGS dollar. The minister was more concerned about the domestic debt than anything else. The Zimbabwe total debt was $17 billion, and the total GDP was $19 billion in 2018. The total US debt was $22 trillion, and total GDP was $20 trillion only. This means that our debt situation is the same, if not better, than the US in terms of debt to GDP ratio. So what is the difference then? It is the confidence. The minister should build the confidence first, not wrong way around. The devaluation of the RTGS dollar created this huge gap between the official rate and the black market rate. The official rate was 1-to-1, and the black market rate already 3.5 to a dollar. So because of this huge gap, our first observation was a long fuel queue which had disappeared for 10 years since 2009. And His Excellency the President has to come to the rescue and personally announcing the fuel price increase before going to Russia and later cut down the trip. I believe that it could have been a successful trip if the devaluation did not happen. I'm pretty sure the the separation of the dollar from the US dollar at the sensitive moment was not a well thought out policy. The minister should have tackled the $10 billion debt in a quiet way and professional manner at a right time. Well, in February 2019, the RTGS dollar was officially created and started to trade at the interbank market rate. I believe this was a positive move. It could have made a big difference if it was well planned. However, number one, there was no foreign reserves. 2, there were no implementation procedure regarding how the interbank market functions. In fact, I don't know any company actually get any allocation from the interbank market. Basically, only a policy was issued out and hoping for the best. As people become increasingly worried, the black market jumped from 3 to 8 last night. Because nothing was being done. Now we're facing more fuel queue and power cut. What the finance minister should do? Well, as a finance minister, he only got 2 simple jobs to do. which number one, balance the budget. That was BT did, all he did as a finance minister. Then number two, currency stability. Well, that's where he created the whole problem as a finance minister. And that is the current problem we're facing in Zimbabwe. I hope I have a pretty good idea what to do, but I'm not too sure our minister know what to do. I hope he does, but I'm very doubtful of that. Because he want to increase the tax again. I don't know what is the reason for that. I hear the report from Eddie Cross that now he wants to print a new Zim dollar. As far as the RTGS doesn't even have the confidence and fallen to such extent, I don't know what's the point of bringing a new Zimbabwe dollar to the market. Certainly it will fall again and won't fix anything in the market. Well, this is what I find. If you like it, I will present what my solution to the country may be. But if I hear nothing in the YouTube saying congratulations or anything, I will just keep quiet, because as just a normal citizen, I cannot really do anything about it. Although I have done economics, and really, thank you much for watching. I hope you can tell all your friends what's happening in Zimbabwe, who is actually causing all these problems. Thank you very much.